Hello everyone, this is Focke-Wulf. I'm the maker of WW2 Diplo. It's a currently freelance World War II diplomacy, but eventually I'm going to add World War II mode as well. I'm going to be doing a few short videos, hopefully short, that are designed to give you an idea just what's in the game, the depth of the game, and everything else. So the first thing I'd like to point out is currently what's on my screen, especially this value. A lot of work has been put into this map. That number, I'm not sure if I'm setting a record, but I'm pretty sure it's dang close to it. And there's a lot of other stuff in this game. Just the sheer scale of this map is, I don't know, it's pretty big. By the way, just letting you guys know, I do suffer from a speech impediment. So please give me some room here. Hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. If not, just post in the StarCraft 2 custom map section. I have a post in World War II diplomacy, and you can go there and ask any questions you want to. Alright, the first thing I'd like to do is go over the naval units. So let's go over a patch of water here. Now the reason I'm in the editor is, well, quite simply, it's easier to find and place units and wait for them to be built. So first I'm going to do is I'm going to place a battle cruiser. I guess my battleship first. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff on this map. My computer probably just doesn't have enough RAM anymore to handle it all, so I'm going to do this as fast as I can. Heavy cruiser, destroyer, heavy cruiser. The other reason is my map, the current published version, does not possess enough zoom to see ships this small, so it enables you to get a little bit of a closer look than you would normally get. Fleet carrier, and there's also a submarine in here. There's a submarine. Alright. First thing I'd like to go over is this one here is the battleship. It's pretty much just the Queen of the Sea. It has 9 16-inch guns and 3 turrets. These turrets rotate and move around like triple turrets would. Later on I'll be animating the fire animations too. I'm currently trying to resolve a certain actor issue that has been plaguing this map since I first made these. But anyways, this is the battleship. It's basically got 3 weapons. Each weapon's representing a turret. It also has, kind of hard to see in game, 2 anti-aircraft guns. This will be important later. Next one is the battle cruiser. These things, I think I have them as 10-inch guns, so it's 2 triple turrets, 2 10-inch guns. Basically, the only difference between this and the battleship is less HP, less damage resistance, because the damage resistance is a percentage effect of how much damage received. But on the other hand, it's significantly cheaper. So if you're a small nation, say over here in Sweden, and you would like to expand or take out these coastal fortifications along Norway here, you can see there's quite a few of them, but can't afford a battleship. A battle cruiser early game is a nice choice. It tends to do the job very well and can give you a significant advantage. Next one over here is the heavy cruiser. Pretty much just a smaller battle cruiser, has 2 anti-aircraft guns. This is probably the least useful ship in the game so far, but it has certain useful applications depending on what you're doing. It's mostly in there for completeness, as I'm trying to replicate a World War II game, and World War II had heavy cruisers. Next one here is a light cruiser. Now the thing that makes this ship special is the fact that, well, it has 4 anti-aircraft guns. Now in carrier versus carrier, or escorting fleets and ships and stuff like that, this is extremely important. I'll give you an idea why later, but this ship is a primary escort vessel. A lot of people make a mistake or don't understand. A naval group, a proper naval group, is not just 6 carriers. Most people just get that, and I have to laugh while I either take them out with submarines or a proper naval group. Just to give you an idea, I had a battle with a guy. He had 6 fleet carriers, and that was it. I had 3 fleet carriers, about 4 light cruisers, and about 6 destroyers. That's basically a proper naval group. Now we had a carrier versus carrier combat. My aircraft went at him, twice my aircraft went at me. My carriers did not get touched, and what happened was, well, his aircraft pretty much just got slaughtered by my light cruisers, and although I did lose a light cruiser in the process, I was down to 3. It was still, I had a significant advantage, and then all 6 of his carriers got sunk by my 3 carriers just because I had anti-aircraft defenses. This light cruiser provides those anti-aircraft defenses. The last one is the destroyer. not much of a ship here. Actually, nothing special really at all. But this destroyer has something very special about it. It can detect submarines. That is very important because if you do not have destroyers and a fair amount of them, usually about a third to half amount of the submarines actually after you, you need the minimum of 3 for a decent sized group, you're going to get sunk. The bottom line is this ship is very important in any group, otherwise you will be prey to submarines. In fact, another example, I had a battle occur right in this area over here. Basically, a guy, where I'm kind of has my window selection, a guy had 3 aircraft carriers and 2 battleships kind of bombarding me and just pissing me off in general while I was playing Germany and he was Great Britain. But only 1 destroyer. So I started popping out submarines. I sank his destroyer and then I sank all his carriers and all his battleships. The reason is simple. He did not have sufficient destroyer screen. So, unless you have proper escorts, your ships will be vulnerable. If you don't have light cruisers, forward air controllers or air bases or other aircraft carriers can take you out. And if you don't have destroyers, then submarines are basically going to wipe you out pretty quickly as well. Now the submarine, go down here. It's currently underwater, but we can go down there since we're in the map editor. Now it has to start underwater given the way that the behavior modification works. It can apply positive UI absolute height values, but it cannot apply negative ones. So the destroyer naturally starts at a lower level, but by default it actually has a behavior that makes it the current top level. Same deal. It's actually slower underwater right now. The behavior puts it up to normal speed. But anyways, this is the destroyer. Probably need to do a little bit more model scaling on it, but this is giving you an idea. Sorry, this is the submarine, my bad. Now, this guy fires torpedoes, and they don't hit exactly too often, but they can do an incredible amount of damage if they hit. So, this ship is basically, if they don't have proper escorts, you can laugh at them and just tear them to shreds with this submarine. And people can get a lot of these and take them out really quickly. Germany, it's ironically, historically, a great option for you. So definitely pay attention to the capabilities of these naval units. Alright, the last guy here is the aircraft carrier. Now let's share a little secret, graphical secret here. It's not really visible in game, but there actually is nothing in between the deck and the actual ship. I've played around with it a bit and having some issues making actors cooperate. As you can see, these ships are made up of a lot of separate actors. If a 3D modeler is watching and can possibly combine these models for me, that would be great. These ships with overlapping models are probably the biggest lag monsters in the game, and consequently they're the most expensive units in the game because less of them means less models on the map means less lag. Now I have ways around this issue, but still it's not going to be perfect, and if these units are combined, then I can afford things like naval unit spam. So if anyone's interested in doing this, if you do it, I'm fully okay with you sharing it with the community or keeping it to yourself, whatnot. It's just a case I need these naval ships combined. Once these ships are combined, I won't have nearly the latency issues, and basically everyone can game. But anyways, this aircraft carrier, basically like a Protoss carrier, except it's in the water, it acts like a naval unit, stuff like that. Now, I'm going to give you a demonstration of the amphibious system in a different podcast, but there has been one question or one thing people have been pointing out to me that may be an issue, and I'm going to try to explain why certain things are right now. People have been complaining, for instance, when you have, delete these real quick so I don't have these. When you have a battleship bombarding, say, like, we can just go right here, Normandy. Here we are at Normandy, this place right here. We have a battleship bombarding the coast. Not much can fire back. Now, this may seem a little unfair at first, like you can't have naval units firing at ships, but think it through. You could have a bunch of riflemen sinking battleships. Is that anywhere near real? Armor that no land howitzer besides maybe the guns the Germans put over here at Calais to bombard Dover over here. Nothing in the German arsenal besides maybe a few heavy rockets or V2s could hurt that ship. And yet people are saying that riflemen should be able to shoot battleships. That just seems too ridiculous for me to even try it. Now howitzer, same deal. Those howitzer calibers don't really exceed maybe like 150, and these battleships are packing like 400mm guns. So, and their armor's basically able to resist the howitzers easily. The howitzers couldn't damage these ships even if they had the range. those battleships can shoot from over the horizon. It just does not seem realistic or even really playable enough for me to give land units the ability to shoot battleships. Now I do have a naval gun fortification that can help you out there. It's actually quite potent. It's really just a single battleship turret, so it's got pretty good range as well, so it's quite potent. You have anti-aircraft guns to take care of carriers, both mobile and stationary, and you have forward air controllers, kind of a mobile air and air defense and defense, as well as the air bases, which have twice as many aircraft, although they are also stationary, so there is some weaknesses, strengths involved with that. Now, just to give you an idea, if you're wanting to sink naval vessels quickly, the best unit to do it is actually the close air support from either the forward air controller or the air base. The reason is that close air support has the best naval attack in the game. They will quickly sink any naval vessel. The carrier is actually running a modified version, the multi-role. This is because I can only have one going at the same time, and the multi-role has both anti-aircraft and anti-ground stuff. So the end result with that is interceptors can shred the multi-role before they can really become a threat, because interceptors are pure anti-aircraft. So if you have, say, a close air support airbase and an interceptor airbase, you are pretty much set for taking out any carrier strike and pretty much sinking most of the naval warships they have. So that sort of thing is not really apparent to most people, but honestly, I really don't see the need of making, maybe like the howitzers, actually able to damage naval warships, but to be honest, it just doesn't seem gameplay-wise or realistic-wise to, doesn't seem good to do that sort of thing. Alright, I think I'm about done with this video, giving you the naval ships. One other thing, this map actually benefits a lot from naval, no more than Great Britain. With a powerful navy, you control the seas, and for instance, I've had a case where a guy was Russia, he owned pretty much all of Europe. Sorry, my map here is lagging, there's a lot of stuff on this map. I first landed in Norway here, and he had to bring his army all the way from over here in Central Europe all the way around to knock out my lodgement there, and I had some training centers in heavy industry to make it really threatening. While his army was up there, I landed over here in France and started pushing it as well, so his army had to go all the way around back there to take care of that. My last landing was here in Morocco, and I was playing Great Britain, and I actually beat him, because his army had to take care of each of my lodgements in separate, and I actually managed to knock out the center of his industry all the way over here in the rear, because I came all the way around here. And so I beat him. That's the sort of thing Great Britain can do. Now, most games, Great Britain being a naval nation, I guess it's proper to talk about it here now. In most games, Great Britain can be the biggest pain in the butt you've ever seen. I have a friend who just plays Russia, and when I'm playing Great Britain, he literally just hates it to death because I make his life so overwhelmingly miserable. And quite frankly, that sort of thing is rather realistic. Great Britain hardly ever wins a game, but if you want to be a massive pain and also control the flow of the game, like, you can basically decide who wins, although you don't often win yourself. Great Britain is a great nation to play. I have a lot of fun with it. It's also a naval intensive nation. It's just, if you want naval, then you play Great Britain. That's basically all there is to it. You have the most shipyards of anybody. You have decent income. It's just, you learn naval really quickly and also be able to exploit it. Like, you can hit anywhere. There's a choke point here. Like over here, you can use aircraft carriers to kind of fight it out here. I mean, your aircraft carriers provide land support in all sorts of different places. The choke points: Italy, Greece, over here in Spain, up here, over here, over here. And also, like, you can have aircraft carriers supporting your landings and battleships supporting your landings. And basically, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll land around over here, just fight my way around the coast, and a massive land nation like USSR, controlling both USSR and Germany, can't really dare to engage me because my aircraft carriers will just pound him to shreds. And most players, you can deal with them, and you can deal with them rather effectively. The aircraft carrier will ultimately lose out to the countermeasures. But I am finding many players do not understand how to properly counter aircraft. So after I do the land units in the next video, I'm going to go over aircraft. Anyways, let's look at the next video. Hopefully you'll be watching, and I'll see you soon.